Yeah, Chantal. Yeah. Okay. So I've obviously I've been playing music since I was 15. I've been playing music professionally for the last 18 years, and I think for most of my career I've been doing other things on the side. Since I had a solo career, I started with kind of a merchandise online store, Van Coke's, and I've been doing that for the last 6 years. Obviously, with the music as well. I play in more than one project. My band, Folk of Politica, we've also got a beer, we've got a bar. So I've been doing multiple things on the side. In South Africa, doing music alone, it's actually quite tough to make a viable career for yourself. So the coffee thing came around this year. I think I've been approached by a couple of coffee brands in the past, and I never actually took the step to go ahead with it. But I got approached by Monarch Coffee Cartel a couple of months ago, and I just liked the idea. Sorry, I have it here. I just liked the packaging. I liked how passionate they were about coffee. That I can have a hand in the blend that we picked, and I just thought it's a good fit for me. And yeah, it just adds something to my existing brand. So I mean, I guess there is a little bit more responsibility, something else to think about, but I've been juggling things with the music for most of my life. Yeah, I think it's got my name on it. That probably sets it apart the most. I think obviously if it's a musician branding something like a beer or a coffee, it can become like a gimmick very quickly. So I think the main thing is if you brand something like this, that the quality of it is good and that people will want to come back for that. Otherwise, people are going to buy it once and then it's over. So I think it's a very good quality coffee. It's got my name on it, and it's got an amazing, cool packaging, reusable tin. It's eco-friendly, and I think that also sets it apart a bit. Yeah, I mean, it changed everything. I mean, like, if we think back to when this pandemic started in March 2020, I can remember when it hit and it was like 21 days lockdown, and I was like, oh my goodness, we won't be able to play shows in April. I thought that was the end of the world. And then I think we only eventually played to people around October, November that year to small crowds. So it took about 8 months to start playing proper shows again. So yeah, it was a complete rethink of how we do things. Like we had to start doing online shows, which actually worked very well in times when people were very tightly locked down because people were at home and they couldn't do anything else. And I had to change my focus slightly to other things, to like my merchandise store, like doing weird like influencer things that I've built up a fan base. Luckily, over the years, that I have a bit of a platform to do stuff like that. So did like online shows from this office to like corporate companies, like weird stuff. Stuff that I never expected I would do, but it was needed to adapt or die, I guess. So now I think we're at the best place we've been in 2 years. We can play to the biggest crowds that we could have played in 2 years. So now it's almost back to normal, not really there yet, and it's very doubtful most of the time. But yeah, it is definitely harder. You can't really plan in advance as we did in the past, but it's also kind of exciting, and it also forced you to do things differently. So I also one thing that was very cool that came out of it, I collaborated with a couple of people in 2020 that I would probably never have worked with if it wasn't for lockdown. Like I recorded stuff from this office that actually went out into the world. So yeah, I mean, it was exciting and stressful, and also good to be at home and not touring that much. it had its ups and its downs, but I think we're the closest to normal that we've been in 2 years at the moment, so I can't complain. Yeah, I'm super excited about obviously my fourth album. I don't know how many musicians you interview, but we always think like the latest thing that we're working on is our best. So I really think this is the best material that I've ever been a part of. Yeah, I'm like halfway, I guess, through the process, halfway recorded. Most of the stuff is written already. It just needs kind of like spit and polish vibes. But yeah, I think it's kind of me with kind of new influences. I really got influenced by kind of modern pop stuff, I guess, like The Weeknd and Ex Ambassadors. And then also, I grew up like, with grunge and punk stuff. And I really also fell back into those early influences. So I think it's going to be kind of a weird mix of like new pop and old punk. But yeah, and obviously with my swing at both of those things. So yeah, I'm very excited. It's going to be a high energy kind of rock and roll album, but I always have like the classic ballad or two, so there'll probably be a ballad or two on the album too.